Welcome to the Rebel to Succeed podcast. It's your boy Anthony Williams, the founder of rebeltosucceed.com. The purpose of this podcast is to share tips, advice, and strategies to help you improve in all areas of your life. My mission is to make a positive difference in your life to help you live your best life. Now let's get it. What up, Rebels? It's your boy Am from Rebel to Succeed coming at you with another podcast episode. So today in this podcast, I want to share some inspiration and some motivation from Goggins. He's been through a lot in his life, and he's well. You know what? I'll let him share a little bit of his story in this clip. So check out this clip.
So I'm the only person in history of the military that's been in special operations in the Air Force. I went through Army Ranger School. I was the honor man there. And I was the 36th African American to ever graduate Navy SEAL training in 70 years. So, thank you. But what's funny about that is that what drove me in that direction was I didn't want to do it. You know, you guys heard just a piece of my story, and being a very insecure person, I blamed everybody for not going anywhere. I blame people for calling me nigger. I blame my dad for beating me. I blame my mom for not being there. You know, she was a good mom. In life, people have their own hurts and pains and struggles that they're going through. And as a young kid, you don't understand that, and you blame everybody for what you're going through. And it wasn't until I started blaming myself for blaming everybody else that I started becoming successful in life. But the one thing I say is that I never blame God. And I don't know why that is. I never blamed God or had woe was me. I call it poopy pants. For those of you who have kids out here, you know, when the kid goes to the bathroom, they kind of walk around like this because they went to the bathroom in the pants. A lot of us adults walk around the same way because life isn't fair. Well, guess what? Merry Christmas. I'll never forget what happened to me. I was in Spanish class, and we keep our Spanish notebooks over in the corner. You know, so I went over to get my Spanish notebook, went back to my seat, and I opened it up, and some kids got a hold of the Spanish notebook, you know, and on the front cover of it, they had me hanging from a noose, from a tree. And they say, "Nigger, we're going to kill you." And so I immediately left class, and I went right to the principal's office. And I showed the principal, and the principal looked at me, and he said, "Well, they're ignorant. They spelled nigger Niger." Wow. And I was like, wow, that's the best advice I can get. And I realized at that point in time, I was truly alone. I was insecure. I had no mentors. I had nothing. But I always had God. And I always knew I had this voice in my head. So I didn't like what I saw. At 16 years old, I started shaving my head. And I could lie to you all right now and tell you who I was, and I wasn't. But that image in the mirror never lies to you. And I knew the only way I can kind of fix who I was by kind of putting myself through the crucible of life. And the military became that crucible. I was terrified of jumping out of airplanes. I was terrified of shooting guns. I was terrified of my own shadow pretty much. And I wanted to get over that. And how I got over that was seeking the hardest things a human being could go through. And one thing I found out in my life, once I started my journey, is how amazing we are and how far we can go and how strong our mind is. But I found out through belief. You know, I never blamed God for anything. And I was very patient in my life. And I had true belief. A lot of us believe in God, but, you know, some of us kind of believe in God. When things go bad, we blame God. I had a true belief, and that true belief allowed me to go to a place in my mind that most people are afraid to go because it's painful. There's suffering involved, and there's questioning involved of why am I doing this? I was able to go to these dark places and find light. And I found myself in this journey when I was so far away from myself, from blaming people. The second I started blaming myself, I found myself. So I have a way to kind of go inside and become a better person. I've been in every single special ops training, from Delta Force to Rangers to Air Force Special Ops to Navy SEALs. Wherever hard is, let me go there so I can see who David Goggins is. And a lot of people quit because it really does suck. It is so hard and so miserable that it literally questions who you are as a man. So what I found out about people was, what makes a person quit is they overthink a situation in front of them. So in BUDS, SEAL training, the water temperature is very cold. It's the Pacific Ocean. It's freezing. You've been up all day, all night for 70 some hours, 80 some hours. And your mind is saying, why in the world am I doing this? The people who make it through training are the people who just say in their mind, Roger that. So if the instructor were to tell me, hey, David, jump in that water, do a sugar cookie, do 1,000 push-ups, I didn't think about it because it sounds real stupid. You know, you think about it like, you know what, I'm not doing this. I'm going home, taking a hot shower, drinking some coffee, getting a nice donut, and I'm going to be comfortable. So when you think too much, you become very weak. And thinking is good, but sometimes thinking is bad. So I came up with this slogan of the Roger that mentality. The Roger that mentality, when somebody says do something, you just do it. You don't think about it. You say Roger that. You don't overthink it. And before you know it, that task is done.
So that was a clip by David Goggins, man. Again, his name is David Goggins, and as you can see, he's a very, very inspirational guy. You know, this guy has been through a lot in his life. He's really been able to master his mind, and he's been able to, master being being uncomfortable and being able to thrive in uncomfortable environments. And, I encourage you guys to listen to this guy and to, find out more about him, and to read his book. I know he has a book out called Can't Hurt Me. A very inspirational book, from what I've heard. I haven't read it yet. I plan on reading it, but I just know from his content online, and from what I've heard about him, he's a very, very inspirational guy. And I wanted to share this this clip by him because his whole philosophy is to to power through all of your, trials and tribulations. And, you can tell he's a firm believer in, just keep pushing no matter what. The guy has, he's been through 3 hell weeks of Navy SEALs. And anybody knows, everybody knows that the Navy SEALs is the worst training or the hardest training in the world. I've spent some time in the military, and I was in the Army, but I've never experienced any training like the Navy SEALs. It takes a lot for you to be able to make it through the Navy SEALs and to make it through that training. So you have to be a very tough person, and he's been through it 3 times. He's ran, long distances, and the guy is just crazy, man. And when I say crazy, I mean crazy in a good way. You can learn from somebody like that. You know what I mean? You can learn a lot from a person like that who's able to master their mind and, not allow discomfort and pain to be able to stop them from doing whatever they got to do. So, like, just his life story in itself is inspiration enough. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need to be able to, listen to, people's journey, and that can inspire you as well. So, man, you guys know I'm all about inspiration, motivation. He's a very motivational guy. Again, go check out his content online. I wanted to share that clip from you. From him. I wanted to share that clip with you guys. And yeah, man, he's just David Goggins is a monster, straight up monster. One thing I will touch on is that I like the fact that he said that he basically he started to he used to blame everybody else in his life about why he wasn't successful, and he stated that when he started to point the finger at himself and blame himself, that's when everything changed for him and he became successful. So I wholeheartedly believe that. I like to push that in my content as well. Is that only you can control what you have control over, and the number one thing that you have complete control over is yourself and what you do and the work that you put in. So with anything in life, I always go back to myself. You know what I mean? What can I do to improve? I don't like to complain or blame other people, because when somebody else is the problem and you point the finger at other people, then for anything to work, that person has to change, and you really can't control other people. The only person you can control is yourself. So when you start to point the finger at yourself and worry about improving yourself, and worry about the things that you can control, and just focus on improving yourself, and through that, hopefully you can, rub off on others, and help. Maybe that can change other people through you changing. You know what I mean? Then you'll be successful. You know what I mean? You only can control you. Once you figure that out and you learn that, I feel like success will come. You'll be able to achieve any type of goals that you want. So. Yeah, I don't want to talk too long on this app, but I do like David Goggins. I like his mentality. The Roger that mentality. Just get her done. Don't focus on just don't think too much and just go and make it happen. He's a make it happen type of guy, and I understand that culture. Again, I was in the military, so I understand that Roger that mentality and they make it happen mentality. So. Yeah, hopefully you guys found value in his, in his life journey, his life story. I encourage you to go and incorporate that into your life, and just be, be comfortable with being uncomfortable, and to, just, be a beast, man. Sometimes you got to be a savage and be a beast to make things happen in life. So. Yeah, again, hopefully you found value in his life story. I want you to, go out today and. Make somebody smile, make somebody happy, show love to somebody, be a rebel. And yeah, man, it's your boy Ant from Rebel to Succeed, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. I want to thank you for joining me today and listening to this podcast. If you found this episode helpful or valuable in any way, then I encourage you to leave an honest review and subscribe to the Rebel to Succeed podcast for future episodes. To receive more content and value, make sure to visit the Rebel to Succeed website at www.rebeltosucceed.com. And finally, always remember that to succeed in life, you have to reach everyone by exercising love. So make sure to show somebody some love today. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you next time.